The other exciting thing that we're going to do today, the first being opening the letter, is we're going to Winston draft. Now, most of the time, anytime we get card packs, which I don't vlog about because it's getting a card pack, we try to play with them instead of just opening them. And if you are a Magic player who just opens them, then you either have no friends, which is probably likely, but if you do have friends, you really shouldn't be opening packs. You should be playing with them. Even if you have someone who doesn't buy Magic cards, teach them basic rules so you can play. If you and another person each buy just one pack each, you can do pack wars. We covered that the other day. You simply open the packs and don't look at them, and you shuffle in 3 of each basic land type into each pack. So you have a 30 card or 29 card deck. 30 only if you would have a foil. You take out the extra land and a token. You shuffle those up and you play. Pretty straightforward, and that's a good way to get some money's worth out of a $3 or $4 pack of cards. Also, I don't really advise you to buy packs at a store if you can help it. It's much better if you spend the extra money, buy a booster box or something like that, and keep it around your house or something. I don't even do that, but it's rules to live by. Now, the problem you run into is that the best format by far is drafting. Even more than constructed, I would actually rather draft than anything else. I think it's more fun because it's random and gives everyone a fair chance. And sealed deck kind of sucks because it's very random and a little too random. Drafting, there's at least some strategy to it, and you have to know what to pick and what to choose and kind of get a feel for what the other people are playing. The problem is, draft, you need to have about 6 people. 6 to 8 is ideal. You can do it with 4, but it kind of sucks. So what we're going to be doing today is drafting with 2 people, and this is called Winston drafting. And this is something I learned very recently from my friend Chaz, who you saw not very long ago because we were with him in Tennessee. The content you will need, obviously, each person needs 3 packs, so you're going to need a total of 6. 3 for each player, and this is for 2 players only. I guess you could make it work in any kind of way you wanted for more, but we're going to be discussing 2 people. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open all 6 packs and not look at any of the cards. Take out the tokens of the land, obviously, and you're going to want to shuffle those all together. That's first, so we're going to do that now. The importance of shuffling, obviously, is because you're mixing 6 packs together. That means that you're going to have 11 commons together, you're going to have 3 uncommons and a rare. And you don't want all that crap together, so you need to shuffle it to get it as random as possible, and that's why you do this. I do 7 piles. It works out pretty well if you have 6 packs. Now, here's the thing, and this is very, very important, because depending on who you're playing with, you might want to do it in 2 different ways. Now, the one thing about Winston drafting, if you do this normally, how we're going to be doing it today, you are not guaranteed rares at all. And in a normal draft, when you open your pack, that first rare is your opportunity to grab it. And you may get more passed around to you. For instance, the other week I actually got a Fauna Shaman passed to me, and it was pretty awesome because it was a free $12, $15. However, in this format, because everything is mixed together like this, and you're going to see how we do it in just a second, you're not guaranteed a rare. So you need to decide at the beginning if you want to keep the rares like this, or if you want to write them down before you start playing. So what you could do is when you're opening your packs, you don't look at any of the other cards, but you take out the rare, and each person writes down their 3 rares. That way, when you're done playing, you get those cards back. If you're very insecure and you just have to have those rares, which some people want to keep, then you need to do that. Otherwise, follow these directions because we're playing whoever gets it, gets it. So after you have everything shuffled about as good as it can get, and like I said, do some overhanded stuff, do 7 piles, which I did, and just make sure that everything is shuffled as good as it can get. Then what you're going to do is you're going to place the stack right here in the center of the table. And what we're going to do is we're going to make 3 piles. 1, 2, 3. Now, normally you roll a dice or something to see who goes first, but since I'm explaining and Mallory's learning for the first time, I'm going to go ahead and show you what to do. So, here's what we do. You start with the pile closest to, you start with the pile closest to your deck thing, and you look at it. This is the extra card. Oh, okay. Well, this normally shouldn't happen. This is a hollow mountain. Scratch that. Okay. That was weird. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so this is what we got. Now, based solely on this, I have to decide if I'm going to draft this or not. And I'm going to say no. I really am not going to, I don't want to draft this. So I put it back, and I put another card on it. So now that stack has 2. Now I go to this one. That's a pretty good card, but I don't want to draft this either. So I put that back. Once again, add another card. So there's 2 piles, each have 2. I go to the third pile. Ooh, well, there's a rare. I think I might want to draft this. Not even that I want to draft it, but hey, since we're playing for keeps, I might want to take this. So what I do is I go ahead and I take that and I put that to my pile. And one goes back to where it is. Now, in the event that you go through all 3 piles and there's nothing you want, you then grab one single card from the top of the deck. And now this continues. So now it's Mallory's turn. So Mallory, you start by looking at this pile. You decide if you want to draft that or not.
Do I take both?
You take both.
Okay.
If you want to draft it, you take both.
You saw what the bottom one was, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going to know at least what one of them is.
Okay.
So you take both. And now it's replaced with 1. So it's very possible to not have a equal number of cards. And it's actually it's a lot more difficult to draft this because you have to kind of have, you know, an idea of what you want to do, and you have to keep track of everything. It's much more difficult, and your decks are not going to be anywhere near as good as they are in sealed deck or draft. But it's still fun, so you should give it a shot. I'd highly recommend it. And the one thing to keep in mind that I did say before is the number of cards that we're each going to have is not going to be the same. Definitely not, because I may go ahead and look at this, and I'll say, you know what if I wanted to keep this? I have 1. This stack might get up to like 8 cards, and then Mallory might finally take it, where I'm just getting 1 card each time. So don't worry too much about that. But it's very fun. It's a great way, if you have some packs you want to play and there's only 2 of you, I would highly recommend it. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this out and see what happens. But you should try it sometime. If you do, let me know. And yeah. Mallory beat me 2-0, and I was really, really excited about the cards I got. I mean, really. Like, I had combos and stuff and individual cards. I ran black and white and splashed a little bit of red, and I was just really confident, and she really threw me for a loop. In the first game I attacked Arc Runner 5. Next turn disentombed it and brought it back and attacked that same turn. So I had back-to-back Arc Runner, took her to 10, never took her down again. White guys, or some of the blue flyers came out, and that was the end of that. And the second game was a lot more the same, so yeah, she beat me. As far as rares go, like I said, in this format it is completely random, so you don't know if you're going to get rares or not. And you might see them and pass them up like you would in a draft, but I managed to get 5 rares, and she got 1 rare. My rares were Traumatize, Honor of the Pure, Captivating Vampire, Sarah Ascendant, and Haunting Echoes. So I had 5 rares. Mallory only got 1, but the one she did get, well, kind of made up for everything. She got the Sun Titan. And in fact, it actually came out at the end of last game. It's the first time I heard of it, because we kept everything pretty quiet and silent until then, so yeah, that kind of messed up the game. She used it to call back Arc Runner and attack me for well over 20 damage when all my guys were tapped, and I had no hand and my mana was all tapped, so yeah, it was over. It's a very fun format. If you have 2 people and you're willing to spend $10-12 bucks each and get some packs, it's a lot of fun. So you should try it sometime. And yeah, now I gotta put all these cards away.